The Curse of the Lovers. Emma and Luca, young lovers defying the odds against their turbulent lives, decide to escape from the pressures of their families and the chaos of their city. They book a week-long retreat to a secluded cabin deep in the misty forests of Transylvania. Unbeknownst to them, the cabin holds a dark, chilling history that will entangle them in a nightmare they could never have imagined. Chapter 1. Arrival in the Unknown. The scene begins with Emma and Luca driving along winding mountain roads. Dense fog envelops them as the car struggles to make its way toward the cabin. Upon their arrival, they notice the eerie atmosphere surrounding the place. The cabin is old, the windows are covered in dust, and the wood creaks beneath their feet. Emma feels an inexplicable sense of unease, but Luca reassures her, claiming that isolation is exactly what they need. Chapter 2. The First Night. After settling into the cabin, Emma starts to hear faint whispers coming from the surrounding woods. That night, Luca wakes up suddenly, standing by the window, staring into the darkness. When Emma questions him, he denies getting out of bed. The next day, they discover an old journal hidden inside a drawer. Chapter 3. A Tale of Blood and Betrayal. The journal belongs to a woman named Eliza, who once lived in the cabin with her lover Dmitri over 200 years ago. The journal tells the story of a forbidden love that ended in a gruesome ritual performed by locals who believed their love was cursed. Their deaths unleashed a vengeful force, one that still haunts the cabin. Chapter 4. The Hauntings Begin. As the days pass, Luca begins to act strangely. He speaks in his sleep, muttering an ancient language that Emma cannot understand. He also avoids sunlight, claiming it bothers his eyes. Shadows move within the cabin, doors open by themselves, and Emma feels as though someone is always watching her. One night, she finds Luca standing in the living room, staring at the fireplace. When she approaches him, he turns to her with bloodshot eyes and whispers, "She's coming." Chapter 5. The Forest Secret. Using clues from the journal, Emma discovers a map leading deep into the forest. She ventures out alone during the day while Luca stays behind, pretending to feel unwell. In the heart of the woods, she finds a stone altar surrounded by ancient carvings depicting a ritual involving two lovers bound in chains. When she returns to the cabin, she finds Luca missing. The journal is open to its final blood-stained entry. The curse cannot be broken. Love is not enough. Chapter 6. The Abduction. Emma desperately searches for Luca, following faint footsteps into the woods at night. She stumbles upon the stone altar again, now glowing with an eerie red light. Eliza and Dmitri appear as ghostly figures, their faces twisted with anger and sorrow. They tell Emma that Luca is being prepared as a vessel for Dmitri's soul. They reveal that Emma is a descendant of the villagers who cursed them, and her blood is the key to breaking the curse. Chapter 7. The Ritual. Emma is faced with an impossible choice: sacrifice herself to save Luca or leave him behind and let the curse remain unbroken. She decides to fight, using the journal's cryptic notes to interrupt the ritual. Armed with a silver pendant she found earlier, she approaches Eliza and Dmitri at the altar. Luca is tied to the altar, his skin pale and his eyes glowing faintly red. Chapter 8. A Battle for Love. As Emma recites the counter-ritual from the journal, the spirits attack her, pulling her into vivid visions of Eliza and Dmitri's tragic past. She witnesses their betrayal, their rage, and the blood that bound their souls to the cabin. In that moment, Emma summons the strength within her. She drives the silver pendant into her palm, spilling her blood onto the altar. The spirits scream in agony, and a blinding light erupts, shattering the ritual and freeing Luca. Chapter 9. The Aftermath. Emma awakens in the forest, bathed in the soft glow of the morning sun. She finds Luca unconscious but alive, his eyes returning to their normal color. They make their way back to the cabin to gather their belongings, but the place now feels empty, as though the spirits have finally departed. Epilogue: The curse lives on. Back in the city, Emma and Luca try to move on with their lives, but strange things begin to happen. Luca occasionally speaks in his sleep, his words eerily echoing Dimitri's voice. One night, Emma sees a shadow standing at the foot of their bed, and a whisper fills the room. It's not over. The end.